I quit YouTube this year because I got scared, and I'm here to talk about that fear and how I'm overcoming it. It was such a subtle thing, I didn't even notice. I just kind of lost my passion for everything. But it became obvious recently through some events that transpired that I had this revelation and realization that I was holding myself back in so many different ways, all of my creative outlets and pursuits because of fear. And I sat down and I took a look at how much I have stopped in my life because of fear. My spiritual business, Twitch affiliation when I was streaming video games, YouTube, TikTok, my different career paths. And now some of that fear was legitimate. The fear came from feeling that the trajectory I was on was going to take me into a place that I didn't want to be in. It was going to be misaligned for the long run. For example, my career paths, I'm in one again, new place, another new apartment that I love, but I love my career right now. And I have a desire to go back to my creative pursuits now that I feel safe and secure in my job. I was able to see this fear that was stopping me from pursuing my creative passions in life because I do enjoy this, but I wasn't enjoying it anymore because this fear was creeping in and I had no like conscious awareness of it. I just felt myself no longer wanting to speak and wanting to put myself out there. And so I think this is kind of like the ultimate solution or, like push for growth for that is me coming back to share exactly what I figured out that fear was. So it sounds really crazy to say it out loud, but I wanted to be honest with myself, like what is this fear that's stopping me? And the fear was um, that if I put myself out there, people will see that there's something wrong with me that I should be ashamed of, that I have no conscious awareness of. And so I asked myself, because that sounds crazy, where did this come from? And so that led me to reflect on the situations that I grew up around and then proceeded to put myself in, the environments I put myself in, the behaviors I was around, the relationships I participated in that reinforced this belief of being around people. Not that there was anything wrong with me, but I was around people where there was something um, flawed within them that led to very inappropriate behavior that they were very narcissistic around. So they were not ever going to take accountability for those things. And they never saw their actions as harmful or anything like that. And I'm not going to get too deep into those situations, but they were some extreme situations. And so it was crazy to me to hear myself say that this was my fear, was basically the fear of being one of those people. Um, and I suppose by the very definition of it, if I'm really going to be fully blind to, this flaw that I'm afraid of, then there really is no solution to that other than to put myself out there. I logically know that it's an irrational fear. And the way to overcome this is that my brain has gathered data because of the experiences that I have participated in. My brain has gathered data to support this theory. So what I need to do is give my brain new data to support the new theory of I am safe. It is okay. I'm not so secretly crazy that I'm not even aware of it and I'm secretly this bad, evil person, like I'm not going to keep hiding from that fear now that I'm aware of it. It's no longer a pattern, it's a choice if I keep choosing to reinforce that pattern and reinforce that thinking. So here I am to share this with you and, hope that my story might bring some realization or revelation of your own and assist you in your own journey with that. Part of overcoming the fear is really honestly just saying it out loud. I asked the universe to lead me in the direction that brings me the most joy in life. And that's what kind of stumbled me onto this path of having the realizations that I needed to have. So what happened was there's a series of events, but it really peaked when I went to a concert last weekend. And I was so sad afterwards. And I was like, why am I so sad after this concert? Like, I was depressed and I haven't felt that way in years. And I thought, my life is great. Like, what? I've worked really hard to transform it. What is so upsetting about coming back to this life that I've built? And the answer was that this concert, I was fully dressed up, full makeup, like costume makeup, this big elaborate outfit. My best friend came with me and she let me completely do her makeup and costume and everything. I got to design all of it. It was one of our favorite bands, Sleep Token. And so we went and had the time of our lives. And I realized that the contrast that I was feeling that was making me feel so emotional was that I didn't feel that I have enough outlet for this creative energy. I was so excited about dressing up in the costumes and everything. Plus, I love this music that um, I was looking at my life. I don't give myself opportunities to express myself to that degree. So, of course, I was going to come back and be a little bummed because I'm not giving myself the outlet. And YouTube is something that I really enjoy and I love. And for this concert, I actually did a couple just like outfit transformation TikToks. And I'm not going to lie, I don't think they were that good. Like, I could have done better. It was my first attempt. They were fine. They were fine. And even with my own criticism, people still really enjoyed them. And so that brought things into perspective for me of like, the things that I create do not have to be perfect in my eyes. The creation, and it's like a gift for anyone who wants to enjoy it and be entertained by it or whatever, however they want to relate to it. And it's something that I can kind of deconstruct within my own mind of how like serious my creations need to be, like how perfect they need to be, perceivedly perfect. But I really love connecting with you guys, and I love that the things that I share resonate with people, because that's how my journey has been. It's been very, I mean, completely transformed by people talking on the internet. Whether it's for me to say, okay, yeah, that's not for me, or something really resonates with me. I think my last video, I told you guys how like the Bashar TikTok videos were transforming my life because I grabbed three main points from those teachings or sharings, and they transformed my life within a year, and that has snowballed. The place that I'm in now versus my last video, it's crazy how much more stability and peace and security I feel in my life. I've actually gotten to a point now where I cannot imagine what the next thing looks like for me. I've kind of like peaked as it is for my own personal experience and imagination. And I feel the expansion and potential for more, but I cannot visualize it. And so faith has totally taken over. I have told the universe, my higher self, like, show me the next thing, show me how much better it gets. And to completely let go of the control over what that may or may not look like is a big thing for me, especially if you've watched like my older videos. And that's another thing that was a fear for me, was that I've changed so much since then. And it's actually a little cringy for me to think about where I was when I started, because it started from a place of such strong attachment. And why am I feeling feelings of shame when I'm sharing these things so that I can assist people, and I want to give them grace and compassion in their own journey and say, like, it's okay that you're starting here, and maybe you end up, everyone's got their own path. But for me, it started from such a place of attachment that I have healed and released the control and come into faith and peace more than where I was just so anxious and needing to have all the answers and needing everything to be exactly the way I wanted it to be so that I could reinforce these fears within me, basically. So it's kind of humbling to reflect on that and remind myself that I need to be extending the grace that I'm giving other people, like effortless, not even effortlessly, but just like it's a no-brainer for me. Like, why would I ever judge someone like that? Yet I've been holding my own self hostage to those feelings. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna wrap it here. I'm gonna keep this one short. I've got ideas coming, but this is my icebreaker. So I'm just gonna throw this one out there. Let me know how you guys have been. Let me know what you want to hear about. I love hearing from you, but know that I have some big ideas, and then I also want to have small ideas. And as I'm saying this out loud, I am feeling like a broken record, like I've definitely said this before. Um, I really do think that I am back into this creative flow and that I will be consistently making videos again. And I also know that I've said that before. And I am not going to judge myself for however I pursue this path and however this kind of healing journey looks for me of facing my fears and becoming more vulnerable, because I'm really stepping into my authentic self. That's scary. It's been scary for me in the past because I've reinforced negative beliefs, and I am big about understanding that your brain is going to always give you feedback based on your past experiences, and so your past data. So if you just look at it as like past data, and if you have all this fear, they say that great change is on the other side of great fear, great discomfort, obviously within reason. Like, again, fear can be a really helpful tool and it can keep you safe, like truly, but is it preventing your growth? So I've really been leaning into that. Anytime I feel discomfort, like let me lean into that. Let me see what's on the other side. And this is my first step of voicing my fears out loud and doing the uncomfortable thing, but being authentic again, because when I'm authentic, like I want to feel safe and secure in that. And the only way to get to that point is to keep practicing it so that I can have the data to support that this is a safe thing, because that's what I want everyone to feel like. And so I need to embody that for myself too, because I deserve it, you deserve it, everyone deserves it. So that's the kick I'm on, is authenticity and supporting all of us in that. And I will leave it there and see you guys in the next video.